This episode of 3J Sports is brought to you by the Galveston Pepper Company.
It's good to see
Speaking
you.
of bases.
Speaking of bases, I tell you what, I was looking at a few things earlier today, checking out ESPN, and I saw that they just released the good old ESPN Top 100 Players for the 2024 MLB season. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's opening day. This Thursday, it's going down.
Finally.
Opening day. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Switch back to the Astros there. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
I'm so happy we're playing the Yankees first off. I love that. Because we own them. We are their daddy.
Yeah, we'll take care of business. I'm excited about it. But well, shoot, let me see. We got the top. We had 8 players in the top 100, and I was a little surprised they had Simeon ranked a little higher than Altuve, but I guess that's based on just availability in the year. But we had 8 guys at number 8 in the top 10. Jordan. But we had Altuve, Tucker, Bregman, Verlander, Valdez, Hader, and Pena. They all made the top 100. So congratulations, gentlemen, making the top 100 ESPN. We tied, I want to say, the Braves. They had the same amount of guys, and then I think it went Dodgers and then so on. But, yeah, it's pretty exciting. John, I've got a few questions for you, man. What are your expectations for the season with the Astros, and what do you think what were the off-season moves that kind of set us up for this year, man?
Yeah, expectations, like talked about earlier episodes, just more of the same. We just keep reloading. We picked up Hader to really solidify our bullpen. So we got our bullpen running. So he's going to be closing, I believe. So we got Hader, Presley, Bray, Montero. You throw them all out there for one inning. That's, get to the 6th or 5th, through the 5th, and, looking pretty good. So that was a huge addition, obviously. Got Diaz playing catcher. Machete retired. I'm excited to see him play, get full-time reps. Obviously under Machete for a couple of years, so I think it'll be good. Had a couple of key departures that I think, we can still fill in. I think we're just a great team, and we'll just, do our thing and make it through the season. And like I said before, just playoffs and let's go. We got experience.
Yeah, very nice.
We got all that good stuff. So,
Jeremy, you got any overviews on any contracts or anything like that might be going on that's going to be kind of going into these next few years that are going to be impactful with Bregman, Tucker, what we got going on, man?
Yeah. So the main 3, obviously, we weren't able to start a contract extension with Bregman. So it's going to have to wait to the end of the year, which means we're going to be bidding with everybody else. So that's a little worrying, but, we'll see what happens. If he has a great year, which I hope he does, he's capable of it. I mean, a couple years ago, he was, 2 or 3 in the AL voting, for MVP, so he's capable. We know what he does in the postseason, so, if he puts another regular season together, it's going to be great. But, so this is his final year with us until we re-sign him. And then next year, we lose control of Tucker and Valdez, which is big. So unless we can re-sign them, in the offseason, which would be ideal, maybe you can't keep all 3. It'd be great if you could, but they just paid Altuve a lot to make him Astro for life. We got Jordan on a great contract. I can't believe he still signed it. I mean, he could have got so much more, but we appreciate it.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you.
He loves Houston. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jordan.
Yeah. And actually, I want to say thank you to the Dodgers for trading him for like a bag of Skittles. So that's great. Thank you so much for him.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of decisions being made, but I think Crane, we get another World Series, he'll open up the checkbook a little bit because we lost some key departures over the years, but we keep on going. We're loaded. We haven't rebuilt. We just keep on going. That's how much homegrown talent and pickups we've got, and yeah. So contract wise, I think we're good. Hader, like John said, that's a great pickup.
Who do you think we should be keeping our eye on as far as kind of like handling up? You think Pena's going to turn it back on? Bregman?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it seems like they kind of fell off a little bit. I mean, I know Pena had an outstanding postseason and stuff, just like both of those guys have handled up and done it before. But what do you think about those two?
I think, I think honestly, like it comes down to obviously we know our stars are going to Abreu. I think he's going to have a bounce back. Like he at the end of the year, he started playing great. And obviously we know we have an Altuve and Jordan and Tucker and all that. But yeah, Diaz and Pena. I mean, if they can hit like they're capable of, I mean, Diaz in a partial season at bats, what he did, and then Pena, a lot of players second year they do have down years because everyone has film on them. They know like, hey, you can't hit the slider right here, you can hit the curve right here. So they're going to bounce back. And then we have some young guys that really produced in spring training that there just wasn't room for them. I wrote the name down because I'm horrible like pronouncing the names, but and I'm sorry if I mispronounce it wrong, but outfielder Joey Loperfido, he had like he batted like 380, and there's no room for him right now because obviously you have Dubon, one of the best utility guys too. So Jordan's going to play some outfield. And then Majack went up too. The pitcher, Spencer Arrighetti, they had to do that one better. But, yeah, he got dropped down in the minors too. So those probably be the first two that come if any injuries or anything happens. Also, Jacob Melton is like one of our top prospects. I think the top prospect. He's an outfielder. Let's see who else. Pedro Leon. So we got some guys in the wings. Everybody talks about we don't have a great farm system, but we got some ready-to-go guys. So I feel good about it. If we can just get healthy, we can get Verlander back. We can get Euclid back. McCullers, you never know. But if he can produce it all like he's capable of, then that's great.
John, so good insight there, Jeremy.
Thank you.
John, let me ask you a question. What leaders you think are going to be kind of handling up like the same old guys? Are we going to have some more guys step up to the plate? And do we just have a whole team full of leaders? Who you think's going to kind of running that thing in there and welcome in Hader and all those guys?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I think we have for the most part, entire team of leaders. Yeah, Altuve, Bregman, Verlander, guys that have been there, done that, year in, year out. Alvarez, Tucker, on the later end of the dynasty going on right now. Yeah, I mean, I just think that our team is built to – I don't think leadership is going to be an issue, but I think it is a positive as far as new players coming in to where, they're welcome into the environment of winning, So –
yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, in our batting lineup, I would say we have one of the top batting lineups. That's especially our top three that they've shaped up, which is kind of a lot of people were putting a question mark with what was going on with we got our new coach in and welcome in. Appreciate you handling business. Espada. I apologize. Espada. Thank you. Espada.
Hey, I will say one thing. Y'all need to take a Spanish course or two.
Yeah, I got to work on some Espanol. My wife's Guatemalan. What am I doing? But the top three guys in there now that we've changed it up, we got Altuve, Jordan, and Tucker at the front. They kind of switched up the batting lineup with Breggy coming in at 4. John, what do you think about that, man? Them putting Jordan at 2 now. Altuve at 1, Jordan at 2, Tucker at 3, Breggy at 4.
I think see
Go
how
ahead.
it goes. Just see how it goes. Yeah, kind of interesting putting Jordan number 2. But hey, good thing there's 182 games. You can change it the next day. So if Espada thinks that's where it's the best lineup for right now, then we'll see. But always interchangeable. So
Yeah, they were saying with the math how it would break down with the 162 games. They were saying that it'd be 30 extra at-bats, give or take, to Jordan, and those could be, at times when you look at it, as soon as Altuve's on base, we got somebody in scoring position with Jordan coming up. That's the way some people have looked at it statistically, because a lot of these coaches, they're up and coming, and they've kind of changed that, I guess you could say, the mindset behind the batting lineup, where you can move your best batters all the way up to the front. Move them up, get those hits early, and maybe they'll be able to get the most at bats during the game.
Yeah, and it only matters that first inning is the only time it's really they're in that batting order. So you got them coming. You got your 8 and 9 getting on base. Then it's basically like Jordan's back to cleanup. So really, you put your top. You said you put your top hitters. Our best 3 hitters are batting 1, 2, 3. So and then Breggy at 4. So we're stacked. He can change it later, but like you're saying, Jordan's going to get Tucker more at bats, and they're not going to be able to pitch around Altuve at all either. So I think there's some science behind it. I'm anxious to see how it works out, honestly.
Yeah. John, let me ask you a question, man. How you think about our division? Who you think's going to give us look at our division. We've got some really great ball players, great teams. Who you think's going to give us the best run for our money and all that jazz?
Probably the Texas Rangers for sure.
Given they just won a championship and everything.
Well, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Still mad about that.
Yeah, but I'd say them, and then Seattle. I think Anaheim and Oakland. Not going to be too much tests or have a real chance to win the division. Seattle, we'll see how they played a lot better 2 years ago than they did last year. So we'll see if they can turn it around. And it's always fun. It's fun being in first place the entire year, but it's also interesting, when games matter going down the stretch. So hopefully they're not too good. But I would say Texas Rangers for sure, and then Mariners after that. And beyond that, it kind of drops off. So those are important games to take care of during the year.
Yeah, I'm ready to see some guys like Jolks just come in and get moved up and handle. I love seeing those guys get moved up and make big ball plays, whenever we need them to. Coming in and anybody needs to get rotated in. But what about you, Jeremy? How you feeling about the division and everything, man?
I feel good about it, honestly. It's the Rangers are a Dallas area team, so of course I'm a little biased on them not to do good. But hey, they had a good season last year. It's them and us. I really do. I think we're still a step above. I know they just won, but we got 2, so hey, whatever. Seattle for sure. Rodriguez, he's still getting better. Angels, they lost Ohtani. And even with Ohtani and Trout, and Trout, they still couldn't do it. I hate to see, man, Trout's just wasting away there, but that's his decision, I guess. But I'm not really too worried about them. But yeah, Seattle possibly could be 2 Rangers, but I think we're good. I really do. Our pitching is the main thing. Like John was speaking on, our bullpen, I don't think anybody has people 7th, 8th, 9th inning. If we can just get to the 6th, I think we're golden. Abreu, Presley, and Hader could, they'll close on almost most teams. So they all have 6 stuff. If we got guys like Javier who has great stuff, like y'all have seen it, when Javier is on, he looks like a Cy Young type player. He's just not consistent, but he's still young. I think it's going to be some bounce back years for people. So I think we're good. Verlander, they said he was already throwing little warm ups and pitching a little bit, so maybe he's not gone for too long. So I think we're all right. I really do. Our bats, we're going to score runs for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I really am. John, how you think all the fans are feeling right now, man? Just excitement. What do you think, man? Just ready to get this opening day going and put a little bit of whooping maybe on the old Yankees for ourselves to start it off.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like Jeremy mentioned, open with the Yankees. It's a great matchup. I hope we get off to a good start. But I mean, yeah, it's a new era. We lost Baker, and I think things are going to continue as they've been. Just keep rolling. It's just like Jeremy said, not rebuilding. We're just reloading.
Yep.
All the time. So I mean, Espada has plenty of experience. So he knows what he's doing out there, and again, going to put a great team on the field for another year. And expectations are World Series or bust. That's how it's been the past 7 years. So
yeah, it's nuts.
So that's how it goes.
You think Espada's making the right decisions as far as maybe the outlook on what maybe the future is going to hold with certain injuries they may fall upon us? I mean, Altuve, I'm not sure exactly how many games. I think he played around 87 to 92 games last year. Mm-hmm. And you got guys like Simeon out there playing, I think, every single game last year or almost near all the games. Do you think he's making the right moves as far as potential injuries for the future? Jeremy, what do you think about that, man?
Man, I think we're good. I think like with Altuve, the whole thing, like that was just a freak accident, getting hit like that right before the season. But yeah, I think we're good. I mean, my biggest thing, honestly, is I really, 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 for the first time ever, want to see Jordan play a full season because, I mean, he's already. I know that ESPN had him at 8. He's a top 5 guy. Like he could be a 3 guy. He could be a 1. And now Otani's out of the AL. So if Jordan puts a full season together with no just random hamstring injuries or whatever, that's MVP right there. So I feel good about it. I mean, our pitching, obviously injuries. Hopefully Verlander's doesn't kind of go throughout the season. So we're good. If we get McCullers back, that's a bonus. I'm not even looking, I hate to say it, I love McCullers, and he always represents the H, always. But he just can't stay healthy. If we get him back for half of a season, that's a bonus too. So, and Espada knows these guys. That's what's great about promoting from within. He's on the bench with those guys. He knows them. I think, he might not be just like Dusty. He'll probably have his own style for sure. He's been waiting to be a head coach for a while, our manager for a while. He's gotten passed over. So, yeah, man, I got a lot of faith in him for sure.
John, are you as excited as I am just to see Hader pitch, man? Just get in there and start handling business.
Yeah, I mean, it's been best closer of the game for a while now. So it's like, yeah, I just want to see him put on that H and then go out there and pitch, see what he's got. Yeah.
Yep.
Make him look stupid. That's what the closer's supposed to do.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to give y'all the rest of that batting lineup. We have, so it's Altuve, Alvarez, Tucker, Bregman, Abreu, McCormick, Diaz, Pena, and Myers. That's the lineup right now.
Yeah.
That's the lineup right now. That feel pretty good to y'all? That sound pretty good to y'all?
Yeah, I mean, if Myers can have a bounce back, remember a couple of years ago before he hurt his shoulder?
Yeah.
He looked like our center fielder of the future. And he's shown spurts. I mean, defensively, he's one of the best in the game. So if he can even if he bats 250, like that's going to make our lineup. I mean, and then you have Diaz, which he showed he can do. He's batting low in the lineup. McCormick showed what he can do. I think that besides for maybe the Braves, our lineup stacked with anybody. So we're going to score runs, and that's going to help us maybe with the top, the top of the lineup, putting up runs like that. Our pitching doesn't have to be as spot on because We get to the 7th inning, it's over. And Hader's that power lefty too. We haven't had that in a while. So it's just crazy. We had him as a prospect. We traded him years ago, and now it's full circle. He's back. So I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any rookies we should be looking out for that y'all know of that we should be keeping an eye on as far as blowing up for us, being impactful that we know of?
The guys I listed earlier, the one I jacked their names up, those are all rookies. So they're all in AAA, which is amazing because they're right down, they're Sugar Land. So we can just call them up. Hey, come on over, drive the 30 minutes.
Come on